The Director of Research and Strategy at Atiku Okowa Campaign Organization is here with us in the studio, is a member of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council, a veteran broadcaster, a veteran manager of media and personnel. I'd like to thank very especially Dr. Don Pedro Obaseki. He's a man of many parts, but if we go on that trajectory today, in the next 2 hours, we'll still be talking about this great personality that we have in the studio. But now, let's talk politics. The 2023 election is around the corner. Saturday is the D-Day. There are people saying that the ruling party and your party should forget about this election because whether they like it or not, they have been part and parcel of the challenges bedeviling this country. For example, the question is, what differently is the PDP, your party, wants to do differently? What differently is the PDP presidential candidate want to do that he didn't have the opportunity to do in the past?
Okay, let me say this. Sometimes Nigerians will behave like a race with short memories, and that actually hurts me. But it's my duty to educate my people. You see, in every clime, whether you are in the United Kingdom or you are in the United States of America, where we borrowed our democracy from, in the United Kingdom, who actually was our colonial masters, you have the Conservative Party and you have the Labour Party. The fact that one person messes up as a prime minister does not mean you dismantle the entire infrastructure. You are talking about what is new about the other political parties. I'm sure you are talking about Obi, or you are talking about Confluence, who political fecundry, wherever they train themselves, are still within the old structure. Confluence was the 2 times governor of Kano State on the platform of the PDP, and the former PDP defense minister. If Atiku had won the last election, the sitting vice president of the country, PDP, would have been Peter Obi. What amount of social re-engineering happened within a space of 2 months to turn a 62-year-old man into a new baby overnight? We have to look at it clearly. Nigerians, we shouldn't be a race with short memories, I say again. Why did we chase away the PDP? We chased away the PDP on levels that would have made the PDP today descend. We chased away the PDP based on only one recurrent mantra, and that was that Jonathan was clueless. But we chased away the PDP when the pump price was 87 naira. You chased away the PDP angry that the price of a bag of rice was 8,000 naira. I still remember the big billboards that was almost at Oluku Junction here that said 200 naira to $1. Are you okay? And then they said APC promises $1 to 1 naira. When the PDP was in power, there was a resurgence of Boko Haram in the northeast, but it was restricted there. There was no kidnapping. The per capita of Nigeria, as at that time, as at the last month, the very last month of December 2014, 5 months before PDP left office, the IMF and the World Bank recalibrated the national GDP, and Nigeria overtook South Africa as the largest economy in Africa. Look at even the personage that were put in government. Those who drove the economy, whether it's an addition or whether it's an Konjo, can you look for anybody who is seismically close related to all the rank pairs in square holes that the APC? In short, I told a friend that the 8 years of the APC are the 8 years of the Locust. They have eaten into the very economic fabric. In the time the PDP was in government, Nigerians were not as divided as we are today. Nobody was actually remembering somebody was. There was no Biafra movement, there was no Midwest movement, there was nothing like that. So if Nigerians in 8 years, so as to extricate themselves from the problem they brought upon themselves, we showed ourselves a dot check.
So what is the PDP doing differently this time?
Okay, now, if I ask you the other political parties, if you even have anything about their agenda, I'm not too sure. What the PDP is done, if I remember Mr. Obi clearly, when he was speaking.
No, I'm asking about PDP.
I'm going to.
No, go straight to the PDP.
Wait, let me. I'm going to.
Because you know they are not here, so stay on course.
I'm not indicting him, please. Okay. When Mr. Obi spoke on television sometime a few weeks before he moved to Labour. He said, I'm quoting him, this government in power has no plan, but Atiku has a plan, and it is sure he's going to move straight, not from policy formulation, but he's moving straight to policy implementation. And I'm here to tell you the 5-point agenda. The 5-point agenda of Atiku Abubakar was already released in the public domain since May 2022. And that 5-point agenda shows the Nigerian problem, where we are, and how to tackle each and every one of it. It's a 175-page document that straddles the entire value chain. If I remember clearly, on just last Tuesday, The Economist wrote that only Atiku seems to have an idea of how to change the Nigerian economy. And that is the truth. It's not rocket science. So what I want to say is he has made it clear. What we want to do differently is we need someone who can unify this country. When I say unify, I'm not looking at one-on-one's relationships. We should look at it from a broader spectrum. I am an Edo man, but I'm an apostle of Atiku. I'm an apostle of the Atiku gospel. So when I look at all of them put together, and I ask myself, Pedro, who is going to be safer for me amongst all these people? I looked at them as individuals first, because political parties don't sign checks. It's the individual. All these people are individuals, first of all. That's why they move from ABGA to Labour to PDP. Atiku moved from APC, PDP to APC, APC to PDP. The other one is because they are human beings, first and foremost. So when I look at a man who is Nigerian enough, at a young age in 1971, he married a Yoruba woman. The woman stayed in the house. I look at a man whose last 3 children are given birth to by Jennifer Enwejora, an Igbo woman. I will tell myself, this is someone who is obviously has no ethnic bias.
Dr. Pedro.
Yes.
Why should Nigerians trust a unifier who couldn't unify his political party?
No. Don't ask me 2 questions at a time. I'll help. No.
I would like you to
hold on.
Pedro, I would like you to
hold on. Hey,
Dr. Pedro.
Chairman, Daniel.
Pedro.
Daniel, you are the questioner.
All right, it's okay.
It's okay. Listen,
all right, it's
I
okay.
have a problem when I'm on air.
It's okay.
Don't ask me triple-layer questions.
It's okay.
It doesn't help the audience.
All right, it's okay.
Let's react to this one. How can he, when he couldn't
unify that couldn't
unify his political party in the run to the election?
No, listen. There is no art yet to tell the mind's construction on the face.
How?
That is Shakespeare. I just quoted Shakespeare for you. I don't know what is in your mind. And politics is actually a confluence of individuals. If one Mr. Wike, who has fought almost everybody, including fighting people in Edo State, Edo has a problem PDP today in Edo State that predated the coming of Atiku. If I remember clearly, a man called Governor Umahi said he left the PDP for the APC because of one person, Wike. If I remember clearly, Governor Ayade said he left the PDP because of one person, Wike. If I remember clearly, Matawale said he left the PDP because of one person, Wike. So it is clear that the propensity of Wike to remain a distorting, everybody cannot be wrong and only you are right. Atiku is the unifier. And the fact that 1 or 2 persons who are individuals, who have no continuous stake in the Commonwealth, have decided to go rogue. Where are they today? I myself, go and ask Chief Dan Osiobi. On the day after the primaries, I was the chairman of the media committee for Atiku's primary. I was in the convoy, in the delegation that went to see Wike immediately after the primaries. And I knew what went down. So when somebody comes and hogs the public media and begins to spew lies, Atiku is not that kind of a person. You want him to be coming to be challenging and talking back at Wike.
Okay, Dr. Pedro, you've actually reacted to that. Now,
so all I'm just letting you know that the man's own personal and profile. He has even called my family once a family of. He insulted my family.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, sorry. You're a media man. You will know what he said.
All right, wait, Tony Duke, hold on.
He told you that your deputy governor has no father.
Okay, wait. Let's not go there. All right, the election is just less than 48 hours from now.
Yes.
won't these disparities in the party
No, not at all.
affect his chances?
So no, listen, there are no disparities in the party.
Okay.
You are a media person. Follow the hype. Don't believe the hype.
Okay.
Now, we are in Nigeria. I thought maybe if we are coming here, you are going to ask me about who has a pathway to victory.
We're going there.
The only person who has a pathway to victory in this election is Atiku Abubakar.
But that's subjective, Dr. Don Pedro.
No.
It's subjective because it's your opinion.
No, you see, politics by nature, election by nature is subjective.
Yeah.
It's an emotional hoppler.
Absolutely.
And so I have to be subjective.
It's subjective.
But I don't talk in the public without basing it on facts.
Okay.
You see, sociology is about human behavior. And by human behavior, almost always there is a replication of a pattern. And that is called profiling. So as someone who read literature, for example, in my first degree, what comes first to me is who said, when the person said it, I will use it to put it, what happened. Now, in this election, Nigerians keep thinking that this election is about the former O2 horse race. This is a 3.5 horse race. And in this 3.5 horse race, the whole paradigm has changed.
We have about 18 political parties and they have candidates.
Yeah.
They have candidates.
According to INEC.
According to INEC.
Yes. Okay.
So 18 candidates.
I wanted to bring up one political party. I would have asked you who the name of the presidential candidate is. You see, let me explain. What I wanted to, the opportunity that I want to be given is to be able to tell people properly that we should make choices based on a non-matrix, not based on a float-sam, jet-sam, gra-gra, which was what happened in 2015. And why I'm saying that is, as a Edo people, I, as a participant in this election, and also someone who is, I don't need to be told that, who believes that I represent or fight for the Edo Commonwealth, I'm only interested in who at best at this time best suits the Edo man at the end of the day. I know that all over Benin there's been a lot of, upsurge, almost an organic upsurge of the obedient movement. Yeah. And I sit down and I'm unhappy with the PDP structures in the state. This is a PDP state for now, who have not been able to let our people know the existential threat that faces. The truth of the matter is, as we so speak, I don't want a situation whereby at the end of the day, Edo people will cast their votes and their votes won't cast on the side of those who will win. Because politics is all about spoiling, it's about the spoils of war. It's all over.
Okay.
That's just my only thing. I don't want to be here talking about 5-point agenda. All this. No. We have gotten to the doorstep. This is the last day of campaign.
Absolutely.
So when you are making that decisions, when you are making the decision, all of them who are running are great people, including the Tinubu self, because you can't get to where they are without being a great man.
Absolutely.
But you get my point?
Yeah.
But when we look at them and looking at the general nation, Edo should not continue to be a state that votes and don't contribute to who turns out to be president. In 2015, we voted, and we did not win. Edo has not been a part of determining who is the president of Nigeria for 2 elections or 3 elections running.
Okay, Don Pedro, let me just quickly get your reaction to some very germane issues that have really bothered the election process so far.
Yes.
We can talk about the naira redesign.
Yes.
And then we can talk about the energy crisis, where in a sense that's abating now. But what's your take on the implications for the 2023 election, the naira redesign policy, against the background of the reactions that have continued to trail that policy on both sides?
It just showed, there are not both sides, one side.
No, because recently we heard your presidential candidate also making comments criticizing the policy, even though ab initio it was always, for the policy.
Look, me, as I'm here, I believe in the policy. There is a difference. The Nigerian Constitution and the CBN Act says every 5 years, the Nigerian naira can or should be redesigned. That's what the policy says. but this is the 15th year. What we have there now is a policy that is so damn good and so badly implemented.
Okay.
It is in the implementation matrix. I am here and I don't have 3,000 naira in my pocket. You get my point? And I faced some of my colleagues and I told them, you are bringing a cashless policy. In some states, you will go almost 50 kilometers, you don't see one bank. So it's very clear that but it shows you the failure of the APC. The APC brings a policy, the APC criticizes the policy, the APC is the major opposition to the APC, the APC is fighting. So because the APC had created propaganda to the level of high art, and now they are facing the monumental fallback.
So what are your expectations as we conclude?
My expectations are clear, that Atiku Abubakar wins the 2023 elections, and that all the indices are clear. Forget the low-level shenanigans. And I'm only hoping that my Edo people will be part of that victory train. And when we are on Instagram or on Facebook, because when I go school, I face my book because there was no Facebook. But today, look at beyond the who is insulting. Only Edo people insult themselves on Facebook. So look beyond those insults and look at the rallies across the north of this country. Those who make up 65.8% of the last voter turnout. And you know that the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is Waziri Adamawa.
What if he loses out in the election? Should we expect him to run again?
You be God.
It's just a question.
No. Don't look. You are a broadcaster. Let me help you do something. Don't use the downward spiral as your projectile. Please, no. Don't. I don't.
All right, Dr. Don Pedro. I want to thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks.
I really would have loved to have.
And you have to help this man to
have more time. Dr. Don Pedro. Dr. Don Pedro. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You know, it's always a delight to have you here. I mean, someone like your personality on a platform like this will give us a very deep,
please tell them politics not be
a
war.
very deep,
politics
insights into the conversation. But like you said, politics should not be war. Say no to violence. Say no to vote buying. Those are the major focus on our discussion. Election is on Saturday. Ensure you get your PVC and vote for the candidate of your choice. That's our package for today on Nigerian Decides. We'll be here tomorrow for the last edition of the program. But mind you, no campaigns, no conversation along the election line. But it just be advisory to conscientize you, guide you on how you can vote on Saturday. My name is Sonny Duke. So on behalf of all of us here, this is thanking you for staying with us. Have a beautiful day ahead.